get it from my family and I had to take care of them and otherwise I would lose my job and blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what you're gonna do when they start implementing the chip. You're gonna say, well, I have to feed my family. I have to get groceries. I have to eat. I have to do this. I have to do that. You didn't have to do it. You chose to. You were uncomfortable. You wanted comfortability. You didn't trust God to provide for you. It will still be your choice. You have to accept this. And I'm telling you, do not accept this. God says to wait patiently and endure every trial and tribulation until the end of these times. And you will get your reward. You are to die before you get this chip, before you get this mark, before you worship this statue. And those beheaded and killed for not doing these things will have a just reward.
Loco. Yo, so don't let fear-mongering videos like this terrify you. The book of Revelation was written as a prophecy for the events that would shortly take place. We are not waiting for the Great Tribulation, the mark of the beast, nor the beast to be fulfilled within our lifetime. These are events that had already taken place within our past, particularly within the first century. The beast of Revelation that this man is referring to refers to one of the emperors of Rome, particularly Nero. People often take the number 666 in the book of Revelation to try to connect it and parallel it to modern numbers associated with nanotechnology and things alike. However, when you read it within its historical context, you understand that it was referring to Nero. 666 is, quote, the number of his name. And so when you use an ancient activity called gematria and you apply it to Nero, it calculates to the number 666. Moreover, the book of Revelation refers to worshiping the beast's image. Well, when we read historical sources such as Suetonius, Josephus, Pliny the Elder, and Dio Cassius, we learn that Rome had an imperial Roman cult that had as its activity worship of the emperor, and we know particularly that Nero erected a statue of himself and required people to worship him. Revelation chapter 17 refers to the 7 kings. The 7 kings we know were the 7 emperors. It says 5 have fallen, the 6th now is, and the 7th, when he comes, he will remain only a little while. Well, 5 had fallen. Julius Caesar, Augustus, Tiberius, Caligula, Claudius. The 6th was Nero. He was at the present time emperor. That's why it says he now is. And then the 7th one, when he comes, will remain only a little while. The one who succeeded Nero was Galba, and he only remained a few months, which was a short while comparative to all the previous emperors. And finally, we're not going to go through some great tribulation, some universal tribulation that is going to result in your death. The great tribulation was Israel's tribulation that Jesus mentioned in Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. And he says in verse 34 that all these things would take place before the passing of his generation. That's why in Revelation chapter 1, verse 9, John says he was living in, quote, the tribulation, end quote. God bless.